everybody, welcome to my channel. Tonight I am going to try to do a Wrapify wrap-up. I'm going to kind of go over my experience with Wrapify. Wrapify is a program where you can get your car wrapped with advertisements and they will pay you a certain amount of miles each day. The first thing, if you wanted to do Wrapify, is you would go to your app store and you would download the app. And we're going to enter a screenshot here of the App Store and what it looks like, and then what it'll look like on your phone once you get it. It's this W here, so I'm going to go in there if I can do that. So you download Wrapify and then you create an account, and you have to have a newer car. I mean, my car's a 2013, so that's not super new, but they do have a certain cutoff for years. And then you have to open the app, and it's in a screen that looks like this. Mine is a little different right now, but you have to drive with it open in the background, and you have to get 25 or 50 miles, and they kind of watch where you drive, and then you can be offered a campaign. There's this menu here, and you can go in and there's campaigns, and if you're offered a campaign, then it'll show you what it would look like. Like right now I have one for Amazon. That's what it would look like. That's not my car, but that's what the wrap would look like, and it tells you it's Denver, Boulder. I am in Colorado. This campaign starts 8/29, and you can get 25 miles a day in the blue area. If you guys can see that, we'll put a screenshot up too. And you can get, the average people make is 40.53, and then you can get 10 bonus miles a day in the red area. They call that the hot spot. And so if you drive that every day, you could, if you got that every day, you'd make the max amount. I did not make the max amount because my campaign was for route insurance, and it was a little more southern on here, which is good because I'm more southern Colorado. But it was about a mile north of my home where the map started. So only if I was in that area would the miles count, or further north. So my miles just driving, say, to my son's school didn't count at all. But because I do other side hustles where I drive, then I did tend to get my miles in. I very seldom got my hotspot miles in. The only time I would get those in is if I was driving, because that's downtown where the hotspot was on my last campaign. It looks like it might be this one too, I'm not sure. Anyway, to a baseball tournament took me there, if I was driving up north to my mom or sister's house. So maybe 5 or 6 times I got the hotspot mileage during my 2 months of campaign. My campaign ran from May 9th to July 22nd. This is pretty accurate as long as you have it running in the background. So if you take a campaign, you say yes. Sometimes there's choices in there. There's like a light, and there's some other choices. I've never had other choices besides the light campaign. But and then you send them pictures of your car, all 4 sides. And then if they accept those pictures, then they tell you you can schedule to get your wrap, and you would go to schedule here, and there would be some options there to schedule, a couple different places, stuff like that, and you can pick a day and time. There's several days, several times. Whatever day you pick, you have to take your car and drop it off there for the day. So when I did mine, I actually picked the first day of the campaign, which was the 9th, and then I had my friend drop me off there, and then she brought me back to work. And then my car was done in a few hours, but they say plan on all day. And so then I had my husband take me back and pick me up to get it. While they're wrapping it, they'll put a transponder or transmitter, or I don't know what it's called, but it's this white thing, and it helps them track your miles. And then after a few hours after you pick your car up, it starts tracking your mileage. Even if you're not in the zone, it still shows you on the map where you're at. I'll put a screenshot here of what my car looked like after it was wrapped. And then you just drive. I did not drive out of my way. I did all my normal driving. So I never intentionally drove just to get my miles in or anything like that. Gas was very expensive during that time, and there was no way I was going to waste gas just to get a few cents a mile. So I happen to drive a lot for between kids sports and baseball and some of my work, my regular job. So I was able to get a lot of mileage in. So that's kind of how you do that. Sorry, I made notes because I'm not good at filming right now. You definitely have to have it open when you're running it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when you start this, if you join and you take a campaign, you put your direct deposit in. Your direct deposit has to be entered on a desktop or a laptop. That is one component that you cannot do on your phone. So if that's a deal breaker, just so you know now, it works for me, but just in case you don't have those options. So you can get 25 miles in the hot zone, and you can get, 10 miles in the hot zone and 25 miles a day in the other zone. If you're in a live campaign, if you go out of state or out of the zone, you get nothing. So in my case, I was out of town 2 weeks of the campaign that I had, and one of those was in Nebraska, and I drove. So I drove my car around with that advertisement all over Nebraska and back, and got just the few miles I got driving from my place to where it stopped. I drove a lot outside of the zone. So if that matters to you, you don't get any money for that. And once you hit your max for the day, you're done. You can't get any more. They pay you every 2 weeks, and the Thursday before they pay you, you have to send in pictures so they can make sure that the wrap is still on your car, it's still in good condition, and if you don't submit the pictures, then they won't send the pay. I did not have an issue with that. It's really easy to take 4 pictures and then get your pay. I had no issue with the pay. It came on time every time, and they send an email ahead of time telling you how much it is. I did go through and add it up to see if it matched my ending amount, and it absolutely did. And there is a place in there where you can see what you earned each day. The lowest I earned for a week was $9, and the highest I earned for a week was $44. Let's see what else I was going to tell you. So my campaign ran from 5/9 to 7/22. I happened to get my wrap on 5/9 and my wrap off 7/22. So I did lose a few miles on 7/22 because I was getting my wrap off. There is a thing during it that they can call you for. It's called a swarm, and you sign up for the swarm, and you go and you're with other people that have the wrap on their car, and you do a more concentrated group effort of advertising. I happened to be out of town the one swarm that was offered to me, but had I done it, I would have got paid $125 for 2 hours of swarming. I would have liked to participate in that. That was really good money, but I was out of state, so I couldn't. So that is a way for you to earn other money doing it. I just wasn't able to. So for the total time that I was driving under that campaign, I earned $325.49. Out of that time, I was out of town 2 full weeks where I was not driving, or I was driving in a state that didn't count. So wasn't a ton of money. I wouldn't say it was a lot of money. I think I probably provided them more advertisement than I made, but I knew that going in. Also, I forget it's on the car when I'm driving the car. They do the sides of the car and the back window. It does impair your seeing a little bit on the back window, but it also blocks it from the really bright lights at night. But when I was driving, I would forget it was on there. At first, my kids were a little embarrassed by it, but then they realized we could find my car in a parking lot really easily. I have a very generic car that everybody drives, and so we could spot my car a mile away. It was kind of convenient. So based on that, the question is, would I do it again? And I originally said no, but then I realized I am just doing my driving. I drive anyway. I drive a lot. And then I got another campaign offer, this one here, oops, let me get out of here, for Amazon. So I went ahead and accepted it. The only thing that concerns me about this one is it's further north in my state, and I don't go north all that often. So I don't know that I will make as much money, but I thought, why not? This one runs 3 months, and it doesn't start till August 29th, and I have an appointment to get the wrap on August 29th. So the place I get my wrap on is about 12 miles away. It takes me about 22 minutes to get there because you go through some busier places and you're trying to get there at 9 in the morning on a weekday. That to me was the biggest inconvenience. To get my wrap off, it does say in the app to plan all day, but the lady told me because it was summer and it was hot, the wraps come off really easy. So I was literally in and out after getting the wrap off in 15 minutes. So I just drove there. I worked at a table outside, and then they were done, lickety split. Did no damage to my car. It was super easy. So if this is something you're considering, I would try it. It really helped. One, I was out driving anyway, and two, gas prices were so high, it kind of countered that for me. And most of my videos are normally about budgeting, so I was just using that as side hustle money to budget, so it worked out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below, or comments, or likes, or hates, or whatever. Please leave them below. I would be interested. I am going to try to do more of these videos on my side hustles. This is part of the #IM movement by Free to Fly Budgeting that I'm doing this for, and I do have a couple of side hustles I'm trying to do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope this information was helpful. I call this my wrap up of Wrapify, and leave it down in the comments if you guys would like me to do another wrap up when I finish my next campaign. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.